Hello everybody and welcome this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're watching me. It would be lovely if I could see you, but I can't. But hopefully you can enjoy what I'm bringing to you today. Enjoy what I'm bringing today, and today it's all about joy. God has really been speaking to me actually about joy a lot. I just keep getting these words in my head: the joy of the Lord is my strength, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I've really been meditating on those, but I also felt that God wanted me to share with you what joy means, because I don't really feel very joyful at times. At the moment we're trying to sell our house and it can get quite stressy, and there's lots of things that can actually cause quite a lot of worry and things that just, concerns and stuff. Oh, hate having to buy and sell houses, but the joy of the Lord is my strength, and that is what I am really meditating on, and I want to bring that to you today. So, studies show that joyful people have less chance of having a heart attack, maintain a lower blood pressure, tend to have lower cholesterol, boosts our immune system, fights pain and stress, and improves our chance of a longer life. Who wouldn't want that? So, joy is a big part of heaven. I imagine heaven just overflows with joy, and it's filled with it. And looking around the earth, that is what we could do with a bit more on earth, to be honest. Joy. So, let's bring heaven to earth. Let's show them our joy in God. Now, what does that mean? Because I don't feel joyful all the time. I can feel pretty low, unmotivated and really fed up. But I don't think being joyful is about being happy all the time. Having joy is not the same as happiness. And you can still be affected by all the things that go on in this world, of course. But God can carry the heaviness of those situations for you. And that's where you can have joy. When we think of someone who is joyful, we might think of someone who is happy, who is dancing, who's smiling all the time. But joy is actually more about being peaceful inside. It doesn't have to be exuberant. It's an inner peace in God. And that could look different for everyone depending on your personality. It might be exuberant joy, or it might be calm inner peace joy. And that's okay, because we're all made to be different. But don't think that you're not joyful just because you are a calmer personality. I'm talking about this inner joy, and the joy of the Lord being your strength. So, joy is more about peace in our situations. It's about trusting God. It doesn't mean that there's no suffering. Jesus suffered. He suffered on that cross for you and for me, but he had joy. He had joy in his situations because he knew where his strength came from. He had joy in the Father, and he knew his strength came from him. So I want to read Habakkuk. I'll challenge you to find that, because it took me a while to find it. Habakkuk chapter 3 verses 17 to 18. And it says, "Though the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vines, though the olive crop fails, and the fields produce no food, though there are no sheep in the pen, and no cattle in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Saviour. The sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer, and enables me to go on the heights." Okay, I read up to verse 19, but I like that bit. The sovereign Lord is my strength. And regardless of this situation where there is no harvest, the fig tree does not bud, there's no food, but I will rejoice in the Lord and be joyful in God my Saviour. I mean, that's amazing, because the joy of the Lord is his strength. And the strength there comes from knowing that the Lord is his Saviour, the God of my salvation. Jesus was on that cross and he said, "It is finished." And he meant it was done. The battle was done. The battle over death was done. And everything he set out to achieve had been completed on earth. And now we can, you know, he has done something for us, where we can have trust in him. We know that it's completed. And yeah, he meant it. I've lost my place slightly. No, it's fine. So I want to bring an example, and I hope you listened to it. Kathy's testimony last week, that was amazing, about her salvation and Mark, her fiance's salvation, and her healing that she has experienced since. But you know, she lost Mark. She's been through a terrible set of circumstances where sadly Mark died just over 2 years ago now, I believe. But she still has joy. Kathy is an amazing woman who still has joy in the Lord. The joy of the Lord is her strength, because she has hope that one day she will see Mark again, and she rejoices in her Saviour, and she knows of her salvation. So you know, that is where your joy can come from, that inner peace that you know that God has got this. He's got this situation. So we can have joy in our lives regardless of our circumstances. When I need to spend time with Jesus in circumstances that are just making me all, you know, stressy or whatever, you know, I often picture myself with my head on his chest, like you would with a father figure, you know, and obviously my father, but you know, and when you've got your head cuddled up on his lap, you feel safe, don't you? You feel secure, and you can feel his heartbeat. And that's where he wants us to be able to just offload any worries that we've got, and just have joy and peace of being there with him, and to focus on him regardless of our situation that we find ourselves in. You know, when we have joy in our lives, we're a powerful weapon. Joy is the perfect spiritual warfare. The enemy would love to see us all burdened and stressy, but you know, being joyful brings confusion to darkness. And you know, it says in John chapter 1 verse 5, it says the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. He doesn't understand where we can get our joy and our peace from, and the enemy will run from that. And we don't have joy just to combat the darkness and drive the enemy away. We have joy because of God, because we keep our eyes fixed on what he's done for us. But that's what the enemy doesn't understand, and he can't come near us because he doesn't understand it. And you know, then we can overcome our situations and just give God the heaviness, because we have inner joy. True joy brings victory. When you worship or pray or go about your daily life, you know, if you can do it in the full knowledge of who God is and what he's done for you, you'll do it with joy and peace. And then your prayers of intercession become more like the prayers of heaven. We bring heaven to earth. And I bet the prayers in heaven, oh my goodness, and the worship of heaven is just full of joy, just overflowing joy. And that's just a joy of just knowing that God's got this. And that comes to that song that I used to sing, 80s, I don't know, that shows my age. Go out with joy and be led forth with peace. I can't say any of this without singing it. Go out with joy, be led forth with peace, and the mountains and the hills will break forth before you. That's your prayers of intercession when you go out with joy. You'll find that in Isaiah 55 verse 12. But yeah, go out with joy, be led forth with peace, and the mountains and the hills will break forth before you. And that's what happens when we bring joy to this earth, when we have joy and peace within us. Then yeah, we can see miracles happen. So you know, it's not hard work. It's not meant to be hard work. Prayer and worship and life, it's meant to be easy. In Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 to 30, it says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You know, joy is our strength and our peace in him, and in him who sustains us. And that's what he wants for us. He wants to have our burden to be easy, because we can give it to him and be led forth in peace. So I just want to leave you with a really lovely verse that I read in 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 12, and it says, "We do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you." And that's what it's all about. That's what the secret, if you like, to joy is. Focus on him today. We may not know what to do, but our eyes are on him. Focus on him today. Give him your burdens and take his joy into your soul. Thank you. See you soon.